India's fate is tied to the rest of the world. It was through its global interactions that the country defined itself across its history as an independent nation. Ever since independence, India's fate has been closely tied to the rest of the world. In some sense, it had no choice. A large, newly independent, impoverished, and impossibly diverse country required active engagement with a variety of partners for its survival, security, and development. But a constantly evolving international environment presented India not just with opportunities but numerous challenges. Its frontiers were initially demarcated and integrated. India came to have two nuclear-armed neighbours with which it competed for territory. Several sources of domestic insecurity benefited from support from neighbouring countries. And India often found itself at odds with the great powers, ploughing a lonely furrow when it felt its greater interests were threatened, as on intervention in Bangladesh, nuclear non-proliferation, or trade. An overview. Today, the troubles may seem plenty, leading with the raging COVID-19 pandemic and its adverse effects on economic growth prospects, especially when coupled with intensifying competition with China and turmoil in Afghanistan. At the same time, India has greater means to tackle them. It is by some measures the sixth largest economy in the world, boasts a well-trained and professional military, and has a growing network of international strategic and economic partners. This brief overview suggests that India's future, too, will remain intertwined with global affairs. The long and winding road. India had to adopt a foreign and security posture even before August 15, 1947. Independence and partition left behind a messy territorial legacy. India's first leaders opted for flexible and friendly relations with both the US and the Soviet Union and their respective allies. In fact, India initially received the bulk of development and military assistance from the West. It was only from the mid-1950s onwards that the Soviet Union extended support. India also played an activist role in the decolonizing world, extending diplomatic and, in some cases, security assistance to independence movements in Asia and Africa and sending military missions to Korea and the Congo. India's early efforts were arguably successful in consolidating territorial gains, in accelerating economic growth, and in positioning itself in a leadership role in the post-colonial world. But all these efforts suffered following the 1962 war with China. Despite that immense setback, the world came knocking at India's door throughout the 1960s. Pakistani military adventurism picked up, resulting in the 1965 war. The question of Indian nuclear weapons acquired greater urgency.